Good morning. So before heading into the office, I thought I'd do a quick video about some of the tropicals that essentially has the capacity to food year round, including winter time. So here we are approaching the winter months. I mean, you and I, as the dominant species, the human species, we have our own form of microclimate in the form of houses. And inside these houses, we've got, a thermostat set to our desired temperature. Same place applies, when I go into the office. It's at the condition and the climate that I prefer. Um, Trees don't have that luxury, okay? So, don't know if you can see my breath, but it's about 35 degrees right now. This is actually the second morning that it got down to 33 degrees, which is not bad in the grand scheme of things because 33 is still much preferred over sub freezing. When you hit 32 degrees, there's a particular chain reaction that happens that makes the water particles freeze solid, and plants are nothing but water. These guys are like all water for the most part. So even in this freezing climate, I wanted to actually, if you come here, I wanted to show you some of the trees that you definitely can still pick the fruits off of. The first one being, I know I mentioned this like at least a dozen times, but if you come here actually, the starfruit. These guys will fruit twice a year, one in summer and one in winter. Perfect timing. Look at that. This is, yeah, these guys ripe usually right around the beginning of winter. I mean, there's really nothing more satisfying than picking your own starfruit off of your tree next to your house. You know why they call it a starfruit? A cross section, when you cut it, it's literally a star, hence the name. So, starfruit is going to be the first one. And not only that, it's setting fruits and ripening, it is also flowering. Yeah, these guys are just, I mean, like, look, baby starfruits being set from earlier flowers. Yeah, starfruits, just phenomenal trees. So the other tree that I want to talk that fruits year round is a guava. Not any variety though. So in my yard, I've got several varieties. Taiwanese, Ruby Supreme, uh, Red Malaysian. But the guava that I want to talk about is actually this guy right here. Actually, if you come from this angle, you might be able to see this more. Yeah, so guava. This is a Thai variety. This is, I find that the Thai and also the Vietnamese varieties, the Southeast Asian varieties, they tend to set fruits later. And when I say later, I'm talking towards end of December and January. But these aren't quite ripe yet. And I could tell just because it hasn't turned that uh, tint of yellow yet. And it is still somewhat hard to the touch. I mean, look at it. It's like the size, literally a softball. But yeah, guavas. This one looks to be almost ripe, but I'm going to just leave it on the tree. So, Thai variety guavas. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, most deciduous trees, sugarcane jujube, shedding the leaves in preparation for winter. This is natural behavior for non-tropicals. Tropicals, no, they don't care. winter time is actually, and I'll cover this in a little bit, but there are certain tropicals that actually need the cold. Believe it or not, even though these guys originate from a non-cold environment, there are some benefits to exposing these guys to the cold. So the other tree that I want to talk about that really will set fruit year round are papayas. Basically, regardless of the variety, if you come here actually, so this guy is a Hawaiian sunrise. Yeah, and this is basically the size of the papaya. They're meant to be a personal size papaya. But these guys will essentially set fruit year round, and the fruits that have been set months ago will eventually turn yellow. And it's, as you can see, it's still in the process of flowering at this point. Whereas its buddy here, jujube tree, is going bald because, well, it's designed this way. So papaya, another tree that you'll see that does really well here, which by definition should not, is the ice cream bean tree, the Inga. Yeah, I mean, look, it literally is setting beans here. And not only that, see if I can find you some flowers. It's also in the process of flowering at the same time. Actually, let me see if I can. I saw some the other day. Actually, right here, if you come here. So, in addition to setting fruits, it's also, I mean, flowering. Yeah, this is insane. Growing here in, again, I mean, we are in the Central Valley is true to seed when it says USDA Zone 9B, where the trees will likely get killed when it hits 25 degrees. However, that statement is really meant for a mature tree. And many of the trees I have here aren't mature, as in they're not adults yet. And yet they still do fine. So ice cream bean tree, papaya, Thai variety, guava, and starfruits. So I'm going to take you to the back where I've got some more examples to show you. All right, so I'm going to omit citrus from this list just because it's well known and it is just so incredibly easy to grow these guys. But the next tree is actually not even a tree, but it's going to be more of a vine. Passion fruits. Yeah, these guys have absolutely no issues with our winter cold with respect to setting fruits as well. And in fact, this particular vine that you see that is basically just covering my southern wall is just in this container right here. Yeah, they do fine. So, yeah. Again, deciduous trees, okay? Figs. This is typical behavior. This is the tree, getting prepared for winter. Citrus, the easiest, well, technically tropicals, but yeah, these guys are just so easy to grow. So the other plant that I want to talk about is the bananas. These guys, depending on how long you want the banana on the plant, I mean, you could keep it here as long as you want. In fact, if you check it out, I've got another set over there that is in the process of yellowing up. So what I normally like to do really is, instead of cutting the whole thing out, I actually normally just like to go back there and pick the right bananas that I want to eat while leaving the rest on the plant still. So I mean, I like the fact that I'm able to just walk to my yard and start picking the fruits off of the plant and the tree. So, all right, down the yard we go. The ultra sensitives are nice and cozy in here. So as you can see, I, I've begun the process of erecting a temporary greenhouse right around this section. I've just have yet to done so, but this is what it looks like. But so far, even though it's again a couple of days where it's 33 degrees, I mean, yeah, the soursop. This is my canary in the mines. Is yeah, this guy is just extremely cold sensitive, but at the same time, I know he's fine. He's not dying. Let's just say. Whereas the deciduous trees, the golden sweet apricot, is shedding its leaves. So I'm gonna have to erect the greenhouse soon before the actual frost sets. But going back to our topic, most unknowners, especially the Atemoya, yeah, these guys, I normally again like to leave the fruits here on the tree for as long as possible. But yeah, no, these guys will fruit year round. Even though it is setting fruit here, I'm still seeing flowers on this tree. And if you come here, actually, there are still baby fruits that are being self-pollinated. I didn't pollinate these, but it is. I see a number of baby um, fruits that are being formed, and this is likely due to the increased humidity that we've been getting as we approach winter. So Etamoya, now you can't forget this guy. Soursop, I'm sorry, not soursop, sapote, a white subel sapote to be exact. Yeah, look at it. It's flowering and fruits are being formed down there. So just awesome trees. Now, if you come here, I just wanted to make a note to you or mention to you. You see, if you recall how I mentioned in the front where mango trees can actually appreciate some cold. Not too much cold, but right around this time is like the perfect season because if you come here, actually, if you stay there, let me see if I can find. Oh, right here. See that? The cold causes these guys to bloom. Check it out. That is the formation of a flower bract. Keel Savoy mango. Yeah. So isn't that awesome? So there's just so much benefit to growing tropicals in the Central Valley where we have it all. Yeah, look at it. Yeah, I mean, even the lemon zest here, which I'm not seeing any evidence of it setting any flower. I see branches going out, but these aren't flowers. But yeah, yeah. Oh, speaking of which, wax jambu. This is unrelated. These guys are supposed to be killed when the temperature drops below, 30 degrees. But yet this guy in a container is fine. Yes, you obviously see some stress here and there. But the tree itself, the new growth especially, is fine. So yeah, just wanted to kind of really show you, even in our frosty climate, most of these trees will have the capacity to feed you throughout the times where practically nothing grows, including Thai chili if you're in the mood. Anyhow, yeah, all right. Have a good morning.